Oh, hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers! Good morning. I've decided to take some advice from my subscribers who have just recently watched my 9-episode continuous LT2000 repower project where I spend 3 or 4 episodes trying to fix an oil leak in a Kohler Courage. Although it does run, it's got issues with the valves and the head and the 3 different engine block cracks that I've tried to repair with some cheap epoxy. I then swapped that engine out with a Kohler Command, but that Command seems like it's off timing or doesn't have compression. So it's either the rings or the bore or the piston. It could be the valves. They're hydraulic valves, so you can't adjust them. So the valves could be, you know, expanded, and you'd have to grind down the stem for it to match the valves opening and closing, you know what I mean? It could need a valve job. It could be a lot of things, you know what I mean? But it currently does not start. So I'm considering 2 options, either putting the 3rd and last engine that I have that I don't know if it works or not, but it has a bent push rod, which I fixed, but I didn't fix the reason why it has a bent push rod, and that is a Briggs V-twin. So I'm thinking about doing that, but my subscribers told me that I just seem so frustrated over this long project that I should just walk away from it for a while, and then we'll revisit it some other time after I get some other projects out of the way. One project that I wanted to do was to, I haven't hedged anything in like a couple of years in my backyard, you know, and so I have this, it's a little wonder, you know, 21-inch or 24-inch, I forget, hedge trimmer that I got to replace a Craftsman that I just sold a while back. I wanted this one because it was a longer hedge trimmer blade. And all I did on this one was, I think I cleaned the carb and I replaced the magneto, and I got it for free. So I have pure True Fuel in here, True Fuel 2-stroke fuel. It's ethanol free, so it could sit for as long as you want, to be honest with you. I'm going to see if it starts up. I haven't started it up since I fixed it. It looked. But some subscribers said, hey Henry, we've gone a whole season here without showing your grass flip-flops. Figure I'd whip them out and use it. Anyway, so like I said, I haven't started this thing in 6 months, I want to say. I forget whether or not this is off or on. It doesn't say it. It doesn't say anything. So let's see if it starts. That's not good. It's on choke. Maybe it's up. Maybe it's down. This is no good. Maybe it's up. Maybe it's down. I don't know. I forget. Holy cow. Oh! I think it was down. I heard a little bit of zzz. Aha. remember, down is on, up is off. I might have to use a sticker or something. Anyway, works great. I think I flooded in the beginning and the spark plug was wet. Let it sit for a while, kept on doing it until the spark kept on burning off whatever was on the spark plug, so then it started. Works great, but it's heavy, you know? So when I was lifting it above my shoulders, trying to get stuff that's higher, it's tiring, really, you know, but it's long, you know what I mean? So this is like the same thing as a Red Max or a Mantis or an Echo. It's all the same, but they call this a Little Wonder. Now I'm gonna try out my Echo GT-200R. Got this a long time ago, found it on the street. I've had it for a few years because I love it so much. It's always so reliable. You just turn on the switch, give it a prime. Before this, I hadn't used it for about 2 or 3 months. And my friend Jay came by, he wanted to see it work and started right up, you know. All right, let's see. Choke. See what I mean? Always. So that weed whacker's always been reliable. Been using it for a few years now. It's my go-to one. Now let's mow the lawn. We haven't used this in like, I don't know, I want to say a couple of months. Haven't even started it yet, you know? I have it listed for $725. I know it's kind of expensive, but let's see if it starts. So I noticed it was cutting kind of sideways, you know what I mean? And so I looked down and flattage. So that's gonna give you an uneven cut, you know what I mean? Got my new Bally air compressor, and this should do the trick real quick. So I'm glad that thing started right up. Did a good job. So that's my video for today. Just a little bit of yard work on the weekend, and taking some of the advice of the subscribers, walking away from that crazy tractor just for a little bit, recharge the batteries, and then get to it, you know? I want to tell you a really interesting story that happened to me a couple of days ago. So every time I sell something, right, I put all my cash into a bundle, and then whenever I remember, I'll take a bundle of it and go deposit it into my bank account, right? And so I actually bought something with a $100 bill, and then the guy said, "Hey, I hate to tell you this bill is fake." And I said, "No shit." In my experience as a restaurant manager a while back, I've encountered only one other time that I had a counterfeit bill, and my mistake was that I don't have a one of those magic markers where you just swipe it and you can tell whether or not it's a fake $100 bill or not. It was one of those old $100 bills. So just to let you know, that $100 bill, since it was an oldie, right? It didn't register or something like that, and he thought it was fake. I took it to the bank, right? Because that's what you're supposed to do. Either take it to the bank, and then they'll file a report with the U.S. Secret Service or the local police or something, and then you'll have a report, and then when that report comes, you get the number, and you can deduct it off your income taxes the following year, you know. But it's in a formula, and you don't get hardly anything for it. Just decreases your tax liability by $100, you know what I mean? It's not a big deal. But anyway, so the shop owner, who I know, he didn't want to get involved in all that stuff. He just gave it back to me and told me to do whatever I want with it, right? Just don't pass it on to anybody else, you know, because you could do time if you try to pass a $100 bill. So just to show you that even in the business of flipping, right, you may encounter characters that are shadier and hinkier than you or me, you know what I mean? So they're gonna try to pass on a fake $100 bill to get your lawn equipment, you know, so essentially it's free for them. You just have to be careful. Maybe carry one of those magic markers with you. But anyway, when I took it to the bank goes, "Nope, it's good. It's just old." And sometimes the equipment that little shop owners have, right, the little money counters, whatever, they don't work as good as the professional ones in the bank. So it just missed a corner or something like that, it was a fine. It was a $100 bill. But just wanted to let you know that you will encounter people that are shadier than you that will try to pass you a fake $100 bill. So go get one of those markers. So if you get a fake $100 bill, you contact the local U.S. Secret Service. They're the ones that handle counterfeit money. How do I know that? I'm just a plethora of information. In this life, you encounter a lot of things. You perform a lot of tasks. You do a lot of jobs. I'm the kind of guy who likes to wear a lot of hats, you know what I mean? So if I don't know something, I'll try to find out. Google it, you know what I mean? Anyway, that's my video for today. Just doing some yard work around the house and using some equipment that I haven't used in a long time, such as my Mantis Hedge trimmer, I think it's a little wonder. And then my GT-200R Echo weed whacker made by Kyoritz Corporation in Japan. It's a very good quality, old weed whacker, but extremely reliable. And while I thought that the Scotts by John Deere tractor was reliable, in a last episode or previous episode I couldn't get it started, but today it started just like that, you know what I mean? Mowed my yard really well, and I find doing yard work very therapeutic. Lets you sit down and look at the sky, and just enjoy life, you know what I mean? Take a breath of fresh air into the lungs and just reflect on what you're doing in this world. What do you do every day that you do to enjoy your day, right? Do you overwork? Do you think about where your next dollar is coming from? Do you have the pressure of a man who has to provide for his family? Because I know the pressure. But sometimes you just got to think about life and say, if I'm going to work so hard for one day, what if I get a heart attack the next day? All of it would be for nothing. And if you work too hard, you think about your family, right? Did I spend enough time with my family before I pass away? And while I think about things like that, being at 52 years old, you may not be thinking about that right now, but you will. Just a little reflection about what we're all doing here anyway, you know what I mean? What's the purpose? I'm really happy in the past 4 years because quitting my job and becoming a YouTuber, I thought to myself, where's the mark that I'm leaving on society? What did Henry do in his life that has a lasting effect? I guess not in the world, but where's my mark that I left? And I guess the only thing I could think of is that even if I die, my 1,400 plus YouTube videos are still gonna be on YouTube, right? And even when I'm long gone, people can still watch my videos and say, hey, that's Henry from Mowers and Blowers. That gives me a little bit of solace. Thanks all for joining me on today's episode. We'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
See you next time on Mowers and Blowers.
Hey, if you guys enjoyed the video, remember to give me a like. Also, comment below. Subscribe. Remember, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. It's free, right? Also, hit that little bell. That way you'll get post notifications whenever there's a new video and you won't miss out on any of them. Remember to follow my Instagram and Facebook, as well as if you'd like to donate $1 or $2, paypal.me/mowersandblowers. Really appreciate all the support. Also, to keep the videos coming every day, support the channel. Bye.